Today's tutorial, we will understand about how to use buffers and sorters and what is the purpose of that. Okay. Hello guys, welcome to another grand interesting video on your Leansimcorp channel. So you can see a source is available here. We have a conveyor here. We have one station named station 1, and then we have station 2. We have a conveyor, and then we have a sink. Talking about this, what we are now going to do is we are going to make this station work faster and this station work slower. Because of what? You are going to see a blockage in the station and you are going to see idleness in this station. Okay, so this is going to get a fully utilized station. Okay, you can see conveyor with minimum parts and you can see more parts onto the conveyor because this station has the least cycle time, that is, this station is fastest, and this station we have intentionally made to work slower, and this is going to act as the slower or showstopper for us. Okay, so now what we are going to do, in order to make this station continuously produce, we are going to add a buffer in between. And you can see the impact of station 2, which is now directly happening on station 1, will be suppressed because of the buffer till your buffer capacity gets filled up. Okay, so now let us see how to add a buffer. So I'll just delete this connector and I'll just drag this the buffer which we have here at the section to this area. Okay, and the buffer is dragged here. Now let us see by running the simulation whether it is going to have the least impact on station 1. So I just run this and you can see that we are having our first part. Now that part goes to station 2. Now the buffer is started to get filled up, if you see, right? So this buffer is going to get filled up and the impact of station 2 is now not happening on station 1. Yes, you can see the buffer being filled in the conveyor because the source is faster than the station 1. Okay, so now let us do one thing. I'm going to reset this, right? And what we're gonna do is, okay, now what we are gonna do is we are going to add or change the capacity of this queue to 15. Before I do that to 15, let us understand the properties of these two buffer types. In Plantsimulation, the queue basically is used when you want to have first in first out methodology acted onto your buffer. But when you are supposed to use that as last in first out, you need to use a method of stack. So I'll just make this okay for now and let us run this and see that can we see more. So what happens? So how many buffers we are going to see? Let us look at that. Right. So probably we are almost having now good amount of buffer, right? So we have 14 content already into this. Once this content is filled, it is going to start impacting your station now. So I'll just reset this, and what we're gonna do is we are going to add sorter now and understand what is the function of sorter and how the sorters can be used. So I'm just dragging this sorter now and let us understand the great benefits of sorter than buffer. So now we have added the sorter, and when I open the properties of the sorter, you see here we have the capacity of the sorter. We have an order. We have two types of orders. You can have it descending order or you have it as ascending order. The time of the sort can be here. The sorting criteria, we are going to have 3 based on your occupation time. The time that part or MU has spent it into your sorter would be the sorting criteria for this ascending order or the descending order. When we talk about MU property, it is based on the property, and when we look into the method, these are 3 types of sorting criteria which you can add on the sorter. So in today's tutorial, what we will be looking into is we will look about using MU property. And again, this MU property we are going to do based on the length of the part we are going to have. Okay, so I just apply this for now, and what we're going to do is let us look into a system where you're gonna update these details out there. So before that, what you're going to do is you have to do you have to change the source here. Okay, so let us go and drag the data table here. Okay, we have a data table here now. Now what is going to happen here is we will be having a data table, and this data table, let us just drag basically into our source, because we are going to make this as sequence. So we want to have this in form of sequence, and the data table now can be added in this system here. So I just open this, okay, and I just apply this, and we're going to have this table here. So we are going to create two different types of MUs. Okay, so let me just add the parts into the system. So with the MUs, you will just drag part here. Okay, and you will be adding a container out there. Okay, so I just add a part here and I add a container there. Now what we're going to do is we are supposed to add a quantity of those. So let us have 2 part of this and 2 part of this, right? And here we will change the amount of that to 4, and we apply that and we okay that. Okay, we'll go to the model now. So the sorter, if you see, was basically selected for ascending, and that is where, if you see, the small parts were taken before this container parts, even though we had those container parts, and we sorted that based on the length, because it is on ascending, hence it has to be taken care from the smallest to biggest. Now if I change this sorter to descending order, you would be able to see this working in different manner. So I select the sorting order as descending, and when we reset and run this, you will be able to see that the pallets are taken first than the part. So here comes the part has been in those, right? After this we're gonna get a container, and then we're gonna get MU part at later. So that's all for today's tutorial, guys. Let us meet in another grand interesting video on plant simulation tutorials just on Leansimcorp. Do not forget to visit our website and hit like, share and comment your doubts in the comment section below. Bye bye.